Dylan Anderson for WEX 2012. Today was good. We woke up at 7 AM with my alarm clock already set to Triple J, which I thought was absolutely great. We had breakfast, wasn't really up for eggs, being a rough night and all, air conditioning was a bit Rex Hotel. Then we got on a bus to Parliament House, where we had an introduction course to Parliament House, the architecture of the place and how that represents so many different things about democracy and Australian history. But I think one of the most fun things about that course was the mock parliament, where we had a speaker and we split into Labour and government opposition, and we were debating a bill, a legislation, of voluntary voting, and I was the only one that had a non-made up script for them, and I stood up and said, no, corruption and shit. It was a bit more like that. And then, after that, a good old friend of mine, Duncan Smith, came and played for us with traditional dance with his sons. I hadn't seen Duncan in quite a while, though I still didn't get to talk to him. He was fairly busy talking to important people. Then we had morning tea, which was nice. And then we had some speeches with Auntie Agnes O'Shea, who did their Welcome to Country, and then Julia Collins, the Minister for Education, I think, done her speech for the Learner Legend. Then Ken White, which I met a while ago at the Australian Catholic University, he gave his speech and everyone like that. And then Yvonne Goolong, who's the ambassador for this LEL WEX experience. I went to experience twice. But she was a famous tennis player, still is. And she gave an address, and we gave a mural to Julie Collins, and then we went off with our parliamentarians, which I had Jenny Macklin. Google her. She's quite important. She has a very large scope, and we were following her around, Russell and I, where she was shaking hands at a report launch that her team didn't really feel fit because it left out a lot of facts. Because she's very busy, her media associate person was showing us around the place, and I got to stand in the government party room where the committee for Liberal gets to stand up and say everything that they want to pass, and the leader says yay and nay, we're going with that, and then they go into the House and they go with it. But a bit of history in that room is when Kevin Rudd lost his job to Julia Gillard. So, history in that room, I could just smell it. So we sat around, we did some other things. Oh, she, because Jenny Macklin just came back from England, because she's the Minister for Disabilities as well. She was with the Paralympics, and we were just there, right on present time. And Russell and I got these. How cool. I got a Prezi. Cool. So, then we had lunch. My agenda. And then we went to see Question Time. If you haven't watched Question Time, do it. It's on the ABC. It's quite funny. The entire group was laughing at some of the things that was going on, because it was pretty much a dog fight. Like you'd see in the schoolyard, just people, no, fuck you. Oh, and the speaker's just sitting there taking no one shit. It was quite fun. But when we got back to the Rex, and I came up, put Triple J on, they had a snippet from Question Time, and they were able to make really detailed sense of what was going on. And they took a snippet of it, and it sounded so calm, collected, and organised, while I remember that exact speech was nothing like that. It was a screaming contest, which was fun. So after we were at the WEX and we debriefed and everything, we went to the AIS, where we went to the interactive area, had a tour, and then had dinner at the AIS. One second. Okay, we're good. Not big. I had dinner there. What was that? Dinner there. And then we spoke with Yvonne Gullalong. She came back. Scotty Prince was there, who I met at the last LEL. And then we had dessert. That was meant to be at 8:25, but that was more like 10. And then we got back to the Rex, and I watched the latest episode of Doctor Who, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Really, Moffat? Really? But, anyway, that's Monday. And as you can tell, it's pretty sunny, because this is actually the morning of Tuesday. I apologise for lying through most of that. As I said, we got back at 11 and I was buggered and I needed to watch that Doctor Who episode. So I'm going to go, and next week tomorrow you can expect to see my report on work experience with Jenny Macklin. Ansel Oval, and that's about it. Tuesday's really not a big day. Yeah, not a big day for Tuesday. Good, because these shoes are hurting. Oh, before I go, so you can see this now, because it was at night the last time. And it's a bit cloudy still, but that's the mountain I was telling you about, and all the rest of them. Pretty cool. That's what I thought. So, first night I slept with the curtain open, thinking the sun's going to rise above the mountain. Turns out I got my bearings wrong by about that much, and broke my retinas. Anyway, see you later.